Okay, here we are out in the wilderness in the middle of the city, and we want to set up our tent, but all we have is hard rock. Okay, so how do we set up a non-freestanding tent? And I picked the Stratospire 2 because it's definitely one of the non-freestanding tents, requiring quite a few pegs or stakes. So I'll show you how to set up this kind of tent on hard surface, so where pegs don't go in, or you might have only limited choice. So I'll first start, I just gather around myself some weights, because really in the end what we want to do is anchor the tent down to the ground. Okay, so we got, if you have rocks, probably you'll have rocks around you as well. So I just put together some rocks. Something else you might have is water. So any water container, well, that's around 4 liters, so it's about 4 kilograms. That's another 2, so you got 6, that's about 7 with that. That margin is already marginally good as weight, but I'll show you how I use those. Different pegs we come in use. Now those are great for sand and snow, of course, but they're also good for anchoring down when you want to pile weight on top. And again, I'll show you. I've got rocks inside this stuff sack. Now you may say, well, I don't have a stuff sack, but you probably do. That's the one you put your sleeping bag in, or you might have your mat. Even if it's a smaller one, if you fill that with some loose stones, maybe it could be small stones, could be sand, that's enough to give you some way to put on some of the guy lines, and then you can pile stuff on top of it. So having this in mind, so you got different weights. You got sand, you can have dirt, you can have stones, and you can have water. Any of those can be used for anchoring your tent down. So now I'll set the tent up, and then I'll show you what I've done. And here we are. The tent is set up. So there's a mixture of different ways of setting it up without having the necessary pegs in a convenient spot. But I'll just show you how I've done that. One point that I forgot to mention is that you need many spare guy lines. So bits somewhere around the I like 6 feet of guy line for each spare part. So not just to use like this, but to tie other sections. Some can be shorter, like this one, and I'll have a close up to show you what I've done there. But generally, the a sort of longish guy line works well to set it up. Okay, I'll give you a bit of a tour. For a start, this particular tent has 4 strong anchoring points, and the two of these ones are the apex. Okay, so this is important, and this one, the pitch lock corner, is important. Not so much that one there. That's not going to really pull much weight or do much. It just stays there. This one will. So what you do, let's pretend that this is the windward side. That is the strongest corner. So if you look at the tent, the way it's designed, so I'll first set this corner on the windward side with my best rocks. So this is probably about I measured before 16-18 kilos. So don't be afraid to pile up a lot of stones there, so that the corner remains there. Okay, you shouldn't be able to move it. You know, doing this, it shouldn't move. Okay, as it does. Now, so you set that up, then you just go across on this particular tent and set the other corner. Now that still has about 12-13 kilograms in there, so that gives you an idea of a bag of that size. What we'll hold in rocks will be about the same in sand. Again, you can pile up extra stuff there. Don't, you never have too much. Now go to the other corner. So you set those two first, and then this particular tent, and then you do this corner. Of course, we could have started here. So if the windward side was this one, well, we would have started on this corner. Okay, so I would have pitched this into the wind. So if that was the wind direction, well, I would set this corner up. Again, notice I've got the guy line here around one rock, but then I've got the other one on top to keep it there. Again, you could probably do with a bit more on there. That again is about about 15 kilos there, but you could have easily could have more. Now it just happens that I have a tree on this side, so I'm using that one. Of course, that could be a root or something heavy that you can bush that you can hook it up to. So you may end up having, you know, 6 bars like that. You could have 2 or 3 like that, whatever as a mixture. Now I had my backpack before, and I showed the water bottles. What happens is that I put the water bottles in there, so there is weight there, and then I put another rock on top. So this is another anchoring point. I'm just using the backpack as an anchor. So I just fill the backpack with whatever weight I have. Obviously you could have some of your goods, but typically the heavy stuff that you have, it will be in the tent anyway. But just fill it with whatever you have, pile stuff on top of it, attach it to the corner there, and there is another anchoring point. Now this one, because again is very important, this stone is about 20 kilograms, but because it's round, it might move a little bit, so I put some extra rock on this side, so just to give it a bit of a grip. Now that's a bit of a strange arrangement. I just happen to have found a few cracks in the rock, so let's pretend that those are cracks. So I'm using my my thin titanium pegs, and I spread the there's different ways of doing that, but I spread the load here with 2 pegs. Okay, you could even put another one there, so if obviously that was available, or wherever, you know, so you can add anchoring points like that. Anyway, hope you get the idea and have fun.